In the vast fabric of existence, everything is energy. Every thought we think, every emotion we feel, every action we take, each sends out a ripple into the quantum field. This is not just poetic metaphor. It is the foundation of modern quantum physics and ancient spiritual insight. At a subatomic level, particles do not behave as fixed points but as probabilities. They react to our observation, our intention, our awareness. This field, sometimes referred to as the unified field, divine matrix, or universal mind, is not somewhere out there. It is here, within and around us. We are immersed in it, just as fish are immersed in water. And just as water responds to the movement of fish, the quantum field responds to the vibration of our being. We are not separate from the reality we experience. Instead, we are co-creators. Each moment, each heartbeat, each thought sending instructions into this vast energetic network, shaping matter, shaping moments. Many spiritual teachings have long hinted at this. Jesus spoke of faith moving mountains, Buddhists speak of the mind shaping samsara, and mystics throughout history have experienced this unity. Science is only now beginning to catch up. When we truly understand that life responds not to what we say, but to what we radiate, we begin to reclaim a forgotten power. This is not about wishful thinking or forced positivity. It is about deep inner resonance. When our inner world aligns with love, presence, and clarity, the outer world shifts as well. This alignment is not accidental. It must be cultivated through awareness, through practice, through living in alignment with our truth. We do not bend reality with force, but we invite it to dance with our vibration. To influence the quantum field, we must first understand the language it speaks. This language is not words, but vibration. And vibration arises from what we think, what we feel, and what we believe deeply and consistently. Every thought carries a frequency. A thought of gratitude radiates differently than a thought of fear. An emotion of love resonates in the body and space around us with a soft, expansive energy. In contrast, anger contracts our field, tightening the flow between us and the infinite. The quantum field does not respond to surface-level affirmations that are disconnected from inner truth. If we speak of abundance while feeling lack, the signal we send is not abundance but scarcity. If we smile while holding resentment in the heart, the vibration we emit is still rooted in pain. Authenticity is the key. The universe listens to our real emotional state, not what we pretend, but what we truly embody. When mind and heart are aligned, when thought and feeling vibrate in harmony, we begin to influence reality at a quantum level. This is why meditation, presence, and inner stillness are so powerful. They allow us to observe the patterns we have carried unconsciously for years. Only through awareness can we choose differently. Only through emotional integrity can we begin to shift the signal we send to the universe. To change our lives, we do not have to fight or force. We have to become a clear channel for the vibration we wish to live. Peace brings more peace. Joy expands into greater joy. Love draws love. This is not wishful thinking, it is energetic precision. Before we can change our reality, we must first understand our current relationship with it. Most people live as if they are at the mercy of their thoughts and emotions. They react without pause, believe every story the mind tells, and replay the same patterns over and over again, often without realizing it. But the moment we become the observer, everything changes. To observe does not mean to suppress or deny. It means to witness calmly, quietly, what arises within us. We watch a thought come, notice how it affects us, and let it pass without becoming entangled in it. We feel an emotion rising, but we do not get swept away by it. We create space between stimulus and response. In that space, we gain freedom. The freedom to choose a new response. The freedom to change direction. The observer sees patterns for what they are, habits, not truths. It notices the fear that visits every time we step into the unknown. It watches the old beliefs trying to convince us we are small, unworthy, or incapable. And instead of believing, the observer remains still, gently watching, and letting go. This practice is not cold or distant. In fact, it is deeply loving. because to observe ourselves without judgment is one of the most compassionate things we can do. It is an act of inner respect, a way of saying, I am more than this thought. I am not defined by this emotion. I am the awareness behind it. And from that awareness, new energy begins to move. Old patterns lose their grip. New possibilities open. Quantum change begins, not through force, but through presence. This is the gateway to mastery, not of the external world, but of the inner one. And once the inner world shifts, the outer world follows. Once we become the observer and free ourselves from the automatic responses of the past, we are ready to take the next step, to align. The quantum field, the infinite energy that surrounds and connects everything, does not respond to what we want. It responds to who we are being. This is a subtle but powerful truth. It means that if we wish to experience love, abundance, peace, or healing, we must begin by embodying the frequency of those states, right now before they appear in physical form. Many people live in a state of waiting. They say, when I have more money, I'll feel secure. Or, once I find the right person, then I'll feel whole. But the field doesn't work this way. It reflects back not our desires, but our energy. It is a mirror, not of our hopes, but of our present vibration. So the path to manifestation begins not with effort, but with alignment. We ask ourselves, what does abundance feel like? What would it be like to already be loved, safe, and free? How would I move, breathe, think, and speak from that place? And then we begin to practice it, not as fantasy but as reality. We meditate and feel gratitude for the version of ourselves that already lives in that state. We speak words that match the vibration we wish to live in. We choose silence instead of doubt, trust instead of control. And little by little, we shift into resonance with the future we desire. The field feels this. It begins to respond. People show up, doors open, opportunities arise, not because we chased them, but because we became a match for them. This is not magic, it is coherence. When your heart, mind, and energy all align, your world begins to reorganize around your new state of being. And that is where true transformation begins. There comes a point on this inner path where we must face the most difficult invitation of all, to let go of control, to surrender the known, to trust in what we cannot yet see. When we have practiced becoming the observer, quieted the chaos within, and aligned our hearts with the frequency of our desires, the final act is not to push, strive, or demand results. The final act is faith. This is the moment many turn back. The human mind craves certainty, and the heart often trembles in the silence that follows surrender. But this silence is not emptiness. It is the space where miracles are born. The seed must fall into the dark earth before it blooms. We must release our grip on the timeline, the outcome, the how. We stop measuring whether things are working. We stop chasing. And instead, we become still, yet deeply alive. We breathe in trust. We breathe out resistance. And as we do, something unexpected happens. Life begins to move toward us. People, experiences, synchronicities. They find us not because we chased them, but because we became ready to receive them. This is the quiet power of creation through surrender. When we let go of trying to predict the future, we allow the infinite intelligence of the field to surprise us with something greater than we imagined. It may not come in the form we expected. It may not come when we thought it should, but it will come, not because we forced it, but because we finally made space for it. And in this surrender, we remember, we are not separate from the universe. We are not broken. We are not behind. We are simply unfolding like everything else in nature in divine timing. So we return to our breath. We return to the now. We return to trust. And in that sacred trust, the story of our life writes itself, not from fear, but from freedom. This journey was never about controlling reality. It was about remembering who we are in relationship to it. A creator, not a victim. A conscious participant, not a passive observer. A soul that remembers. The energy we embody shapes the world we experience. May this story remind you that healing is not only possible, it is natural. That your breath, your stillness, your intention matter, and that the universe is not a distant force, but a living mirror, responding always to the song your heart sings. So sing it bravely, sing it with love, and trust that life will echo back a melody more beautiful than you ever imagined.